Oli kuva Strange 256 nsanyuse okukulaba gwe atuwachinga olunaku olwaleero nenkusaba nti please kindly subscribe, tap the bell and share the video to as many people as you can. Justine Nameere abasinga gwe bayita mamito wa papito oluvudde mu nkomyo gy'abadde akwatiddwa okumala essaawa almost lunaku lulamba avuddeyo n'atabukira abo ababadde emabega w'okumukwata. Olunaku olwaleero avuddeyo n'akola press conference emisana era bye bino ebigambo Nameere ebitali biwoomu byasindikidde aba SFC abamukutte okwosa ejjo we yabadde agenda e Masaka.
Si mubi ate abadde era naye awagira maama era tujja genda ku floor ya parliament, nze nja genda ku floor ya parliament mu sitting esooka moving an emotion nti tusiime ku maama Nalongo yakoze kubanga jukira nti ye for the first time twafuna deputy speaker ate n'afuuka ne speaker mu kisanja kyekimu yali yakabeera deputy omwaka gumu ate nga ne mwogwo omwaka era ebiseera ebisinga bambi omugenzi Right Honorable yabanga mulwadde yabanga mugonvu kakati bambi omusajja n'atufaako Nalongo najja maybe singa yali deputy speaker okumala ebisanja bino ebibiri bye bagamba kusanga ensobi ezimu zaalikoze eki zaali ewaliddwa maybe Jacob oli Right Honorable nga speaker yali yongedde n'abangulo naye eyo chance teyalina. So ebyensi bwe bityo bitambula ayinza okuba nga obwa deputy ye teyabulwako nnyo n'afuuka speaker naye oba olwawo ate n'obwa speaker n'abanga era bw'atyo Mungu bwe yamugerera nti ajja kubuvaako ku kisanja kimu naye nga twebaza contribution ye omukubanga eggwanga lifiiriddwa speaker naye parliament negenda mu maaso nekola bills mpitirivu nga ze yakola neyisa supplementary budgets ate n'abanga ne parliament yagissa mu bantu like abadde ayina kale bwagiwa vibe ebeera mu bantu weewaawo abamu bamwogeredde bingi abbye kino abbye kiri naye tetuyinza ate kubuusa maaso kyakuba nti naye ng'omuntu alina bizinensi ze zakoki zakola. Maama Anita Among alina amasomero galimu abaana 8. That's a lot of money. Nga student asembayo bw'ogatta byonna nezi technical asasula $1,250,000. Alina ekyuma ekikuba obuwunga obulo ekisinga obunene mu Soroti era kigabira amasomero geeyo yonna mu Eastern Region. Buli lunaku ne wetwogerera wano yayingiza ssente so ziyinza okuba nga ssente ezimu oba ezisinga obungi zize naye tetujjaawo ate na kunoonyereza kw'abakulu tiwayinza okuba oba oliawo waaliwo n'ensobi ezakolwa ayinza okuba oluusi ezimu zagendanga bamukutte bunafu maybe corruption by omission oba negligence nti waliwo waatanyweza natti oba waliwo waataawa bulungi guidance naye ate ffe engeri gyali nti wenaareni ate naye bambi akozeeko ka contribution ke mu kiseera ekizibu abadde deputy ate ne bafiirwa ate n'afuuka fuulu nawulira nako nti n'ababaka abamu baalwawo okuggumira nti kati ye speaker abamu nga bamunyooma ndowooza bamu nakyo ne kibaleetera okubeera mu mizeejo egy'okubba ne budiirudiiru ebyo eby'ekiyala naye kyonna kye kiri nze mmuwadde obweyamo obwange nze ndi mukwano gwe nja kutambula n'ekyabangi because politics is a game of numbers. Ogamba bwa speakers si nti nno kufa na kuwona ate naye bambi Nalongo nkakasa she wasn't like hungry for power. By the way, Nalongo wasn't hungry for power. Naye ndowooza yayagala atambule n'ennono nti bakola ebisanja biki bwe kiba nga kikyuse waayina obunafu omuganda agamba nti akuba owuwo akuba akola ki so naye mmusabye nti akitwale ize waalaba nti yeetaaga okwetonda yeetonde waalaba weetaaga okoparatinga tutereeze tuzimbe eggwanga eryenjawulo ffenna tuliyina mu famire ffenna tuliyinamu emirimu bannayuganda batunuulidde ffe abantu 529 abakola parliament buli munnayuganda ffe baayinamu essuubi okulaba nga tumutereereza parliament eyise yayinamu obunafu teyina kalondoozi awera okulondoola oversight role yalimu obunafu naye nga bambi ebirala baagizaako parliament ebirala yakola negezaako n'omutindo gw'okuteesa gwali gulinnyeemukko ne Honorable Anita ndowooza Right Honorable Anita yalina enkolagana nnungi ne deputy we bulijjo tubadde nga ne paalamenti nga sipiika aba takolagana bulungi naki na deputy naye n'ekyo nkimwebaza nti teyatulekedde nnyo bunkenke tikana akakuwa akakundi ka Right Honorable Tayebwa kana akakundi ka Anita kuga teyatulekedde nnyo obwo bunkenke so mwebaza ng'omukulembeze bwanneegambiddwe okuva mu kamwa ke ekiriwo kya Honorable Jacob naye nga n'Anita waffe era mbabulidde nti the first sitting nja kusituka and I move a motion nsabe omukyala akole ki just nga parliament tumukubireko waakiri ku bugalo oba tumuweyo ka standing ovation asiimibwe so taterebuka abimukakkamu ne Right Honorable Tayebwa simanyi oba ye anadda ku kya deputy ogamba ffe tuli ba mu nnyumba emu kyonna ekinaasalibwa wabula kyenvumirira be bantu nga Kabanda nti olwokuba baba beenoonyesa ebyabwe balina engeri gye bakutte resi y'obwa sipiika ne bagiteekamu ebitalina makulu ne bagiteekamu okulabisa era ebbaluwa yonna gibuulidde muzeeyi ebbaluwa Kabanda gye yagamba nti yapyeru n'agamba naye kati bino ebintu mu byonoona n'obyonoona amabaluwa ngaago you just send private kuba akakalu tekalina na kuba publicized naye n'ambuulira gye byajja byonoonekera so Kabanda nze nga bwe naggambye nze siri omu ku bootiisatiisa kubanga ne byewagasse era nabiyiye byayiikidde empigi si weewaawo
made a brief mu Luzu kubanga nabo Luzu beeraga okumanya what happened to you katugenda kukola mu brief
our plan was to go around the city thanking people for the support, which we did. We went around thanking them, dancing with them, gifting them. We were really lost into our massacre programs. So in the evening, as we retired home, in the evening, we decided that let's go via Katwe, a small center called Katwe, then we retire back home to Chizungu. A certain drone came and commandeered our vehicle. It sort of came and it fixed its way. Waylaying, that's the word in English. A certain vehicle came and waylaid our vehicle, and armed men came out, some in half uniform, someone is in layer or non-uniform but with an army jacket, some in army uniform, UPDF. So they came out and surrounded our car, demanding that they have come for Honorable Nameere. They were referring to me as Honorable. So my SFC guard, together with my husband and the foot soldiers, a number of foot soldiers, those you could call them supporters who we were with, put up a resistance around the vehicle and said, "You're not taking the Honorable anywhere." There were no shots fired, but they exchanged blows. They started to pull ropes, exchanging blows and what. And then I realized we could have a crossfire. If this exchange goes on, it could come now to crossfire. It could get to crossfire of guns, because even among our group, there were armed people. So I got out of the vehicle and I asked them if they have a female soldier with them, who they said they have. And I said, okay, I'll get into your vehicle just to stop the ruckus. I said, I'll get into your vehicle, but with a female soldier. So as I was going to their vehicle, my husband was, of course, emotionally telling me, don't go, trying to pull me back. And I said, no, let me go. But I knew that I was doing it psychologically to strike a balance, to make sure there were no people beaten. That time that they took exchanging blows and not firing shots, I just knew that probably these are not wrong characters. So I went into the vehicle there's a certain phone that I have with a phone number that I only use to speak to His Excellency the President. So I left the phone with my husband and I signaled him to look for the President. So he got him about 2 hours later, and while we were on our way, these people stopped at one of the centers, Chaluso, near a church, and they stayed there for about 1.5 hours while on phone. They seemed to be arguing with other people who they claimed had misled them. So eventually they moved towards Kampala, and around PG, another vehicle of soldiers, another van full of soldiers, not so much of drone-like, but also a van, came and waylaid now this drone that had picked me from Masaka. And even then, the soldiers that came in the new van and this drone that had taken me and my guard, they also exchanged blows, slapped each other, said, "What are you doing? Why are you embarrassing us?" But eventually, I got to discover from the head of the other second vehicle that they were from the President, and he had told them to pick me and take me home. So they asked me, should we take you back home to Masaka or we take you to Kampala? Because we were closer to Kampala and I was tired, I had a very exhausting day. I told them that it's okay, just take me home to Chigo Mirembe Villas. However, kindly communicate to my husband. So they communicated to him and told him, please don't be angry, don't release any more statements. We are with your wife, she's safe, and we are taking her home to Chigo. He said, are you sure? They said, feel free to even come home to Chigo. So when he confirmed that I am home, by the time he confirmed that I'm home, he was also on the way. So he joined me in Mirembe Villas, Chigo. The soldiers suggested that they go with my phone because they don't know which other source of danger it might attract. So they went with the phone around midday yesterday. The things I'm talking about are for the night before Saturday morning. So around midday yesterday on Saturday, they came home to Mirembe Villas and returned my soldier and the phone. That night, there are soldiers that gathered home in Mirembe Villas, so they left me with those ones. This one who had been in the fracas, they said let them just go with him to continue to understand from a security point of view, to talk to him, and he breaks down for them exactly what happened. So I think they went and sorted themselves as soldiers, the ones that picked me, then these ones that picked me from the pickies, from the pickers, from the first pickers.
Were you
And
tortured?
also this, I was not tortured. I'm a person who doesn't like lying. I saw some people peddling that lie that I was tortured, probably wanting to break my spirit or just wanting to malign me or, demean me in the public eye. But no, you might make a statement trying to demean Nameere, but you also putting the poor soldiers in trouble. So no soldier tortured me. The first car that picked me had one female officer who I asked for before I entered, but the second car, thankfully the one that the president sent, actually had 2 female soldiers. Nobody tortured me. In fact, the first people that picked me, the ones that picked me from Masaka, one of them had stolen 5 million from my vehicle. But my soldier, the SFC guard that guards me, was able to spot him, and his friends squeezed him, and he actually gave back the money. So they didn't do anything wrong to me. I didn't lose anything in terms of property. And I asked them when they handed me over, or when the other soldiers got me from them, I asked them that before I go into this other vehicle, I want to know from you honestly, did you shoot anyone? Did you hurt people in Masaka? They said they didn't. And even my guard assured me that apart from those exchanges they had at the vehicle, there was no major damage.
Did they give you a reason why they were taking you?
They did not. I asked them, why did you pick me? Why are you taking me? They were just, everybody was passing on the question to the next person. Ask him. Me, I don't know, that is the commander. Even me, that in Ntinda. She lives in Chigu. So basically, I think these were people that were even probably just sent to make a scene, to make believe that Nameere has been arrested or is going to be detained. But anyway, I thank God that the assistance came in from the president. I was able to speak to no case was opened against me, no interrogation, nothing. From here, packed at Chalusowe, their leader, like two leaders, went out and started arguing with some people on the phone. Later, they got back into the van. In the Mpiji, they were also waylaid. They had an exchange with the soldiers that came to pick me from these ones that picked me from Masaka, then straight to home in Mirembe Villas.
We got information that you were given money to persuade other MP from going to...
I saw some, when I was going home to Mirembe Villas, I saw some posts, even the soldiers had some of them, of a one Kabanda David, an MP, saying that I was dishing out money and intimidating MPs not to go to the party, the victory party, celebrating the swearing in of the Honorable Jacob Oboth. The problem with Kabanda is he's not a fan of wisdom. He doesn't value wisdom and he doesn't practice it. So some of these things that he blabbers around really don't have any skin to them. And he has that kind of divide and rule policy. Even when it comes to the right honorable speaker among, so many MPs had complaints that Kabanda would go to the speaker and tell lies about them and then create a gap between them and the speaker. So I think now he has already started this with the Honorable Oboth, but I thank God that Honorable Oboth has, I think, not Kabanda's friend. He's very collected, and I believe he will not fall for the politics and tricks and cheap popularity of Kabanda. So it is very untrue that I have told people or intimidated people not to go, MPs not to attend the Honorable Jacob Oboth's function. I wasn't aware that Honorable Oboth had a function. Honorable Jacob Oboth is like my father. He was there for my Kwanjula when my darling husband was taking my hand in marriage. In fact, he was among the Batata, the fathers. And my husband bought him a very nice kanzu. He's a dear friend of mine. He helped me with fuel of 10 million during my NRM primaries. He's a friend. In Chankwanzi, there is a time people saw me kneeling while greeting him. And they said, when did the Honorable Jacob Oboth become Stoke Mpia's father? But he told them, no, she's my daughter. In as much as we're now in Parliament, but she's my daughter. I was there for her marriage and I'm a good friend and brother to her father.
Yes.
So there is no rift at all. He called me yesterday at 4 p.m. and informed me that the president had spoken to him, because when my husband spoke to the president, he told him what was happening. He told him they are saying she was frustrating a certain party, she was frustrating what, and those things are untrue, and both is even like family. So the president told him that Nameere is going through some trouble and your name is being used. So he said, no, it's untrue. I don't have any complaint from any member of parliament that Nameere has stopped them from doing anything to do with me. And besides, even Nameere didn't know that I'm going to contest. And even Honorable Jacob was not in plans of contesting until his name was fronted. And surprisingly, when I spoke to Honorable Jacob Oboth, he said even him, he was supporting Nalongo, the speaker. Little did he know that his name would be recommended. So that those claims are untrue. When the soldiers took me home, they didn't search my home. I didn't have any search. There was no criminal proceeding that took place, even the lowest, even the bare minimum. Nothing happened. They just took me home, apologized, that forgive us, there was miscommunication from these opportunists, ignore them, and the president sent us to help you and spoke to your husband.
Okay.
That's all.
You talked of the president. The president said that he gave you some money to pay some of the vehicles that were destroyed.
Yes, this morning the president called me at about 8:20 a.m. and I broke down everything that happened. He asked me if people that he sent helped me. I told him they were very helpful. And he told me that he told the Honorable Oboth that for me, my problem is loyalty. And he also told him not to blame me because I had inquired from him in early March that, Jose, who are we supporting for Speaker and Deputy Speaker? He told me by then there had been an old recommendation by SEC that we support the Right Honorable Anita Among and the Deputy Speaker. So he said Nameere was doing what after inquiring, she had taken an informed